We must be honest. The threat to democracy must be defended.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you a recap of the 2024 State of the Union address. Now, this was not very good. There was a lot of lies, a lot of gaslighting, and a few interesting moments that I need to share with you. We're going to get into what Joe Biden said. We're going to get into what the GOP response was from Alabama Senator Katie Britt. There's a lot we got to get into. So first things first, let's go straight from the beginning. When Joe Biden came into the building, the event was scheduled to start at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It didn't start till right around 9:30 when Joe Biden strolled on in, and he was greeted by one Marjorie Taylor Greene at the very beginning. And she's talking about Laken Riley. Of course, you guys know Laken Riley. She was unfortunately taken away from this world by an illegal alien in Athens, Georgia, on the University of Georgia campus. Check it out.
I know how to say the name.
Laken Riley. Say your name, Mr. President.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. President.
And then you got Chuck Schumer behind him, of course. All right, so that was the first thing. And then this is a different angle of the same insurrection.
You know, talking about the border, the Biden border crisis. You know.
So you see her right there, Marjorie Taylor Greene, with the MAGA gear, head to toe, making the statement. All right. And then let's go some more here. Immediately, Ukraine became the topic. Let's check this out.
To keep it that way. But now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. Wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Now.
Clapping. That's your man, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, the Republican. Why is he clapping about that? He shouldn't be clapping about anything.
Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want."
So that was a running theme. He would not say Trump's name. He would say my predecessor. And obviously he's talking about Trump. Let's keep on going here. This is what I played at the very beginning, the GAF. The threat to democracy must be defended. He's talking about January 6th because that was a big thing early on. Oh, well, J6, J6, J6. They talk about that at every chance they get because that's the boogeyman they want to make be this big threat that's not really a threat. Let's keep on going.
We must be honest. The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that.
So that was the whole J6 thing. He did quite a bit of talking about J6 and Ukraine and democracy, all this, that, and the third. And then here comes a line in the gaslighting talking about now our economy is the envy of the world. Is that right? I'm not quite sure.
My inherited economy is on the brink. Now our economy is literally the envy of the world. 15 million new jobs in just 3 years. A record. A record.
Well, we got quite a few new jobs according to the numbers, but people are struggling. People are having to get more than one job. The economy is much different than what it was in the 90s, 2000s, under Trump. Things are different. And to act like they're not is just really crazy. Now, let's keep on going here. Here we're talking about the Supreme Court.
And with all due respect, justices, women are not without electoral power. Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you're right about that.
He was barely able to get that out. Barely able to get that out. And then you got, of course, your man Chuck Schumer, a lot of the Democrats standing up and applauding. And then they pan to the Supreme Court justices right here. Nobody's saying a thing. The liberals, the conservatives, nobody's making any type of reaction at all. Okay. And speaking about camera panning, there was an interesting moment where they were talking about China and then they panned to Eric Swalwell. Hilarious. Hilarious. But let's keep on going. Transformers. Of course, we got to talk about the Transformers and the LGBTs and whatnot.
Pass the Equality Act. And my message to transgender Americans, I have your back.
I bet you do have their back. And you might have heard some coughing. He did quite a bit of maybe throat clearing, coughing or whatnot throughout this talk. And he was up there for about an hour, I would say, maybe an hour and some change talking. I'm not quite sure what they had him on, but he was able to at least appear to be focused and awake. There was some slurring of the words, of course, but he appeared to be focused and awake, although there was a bunch of lies. Now, Bernie Sanders made an appearance. I've forgotten all about him. It's like, where has he been? He got that big bag of money and has pretty much been laying low. And he's wearing a mask in the year of our Lord, 2024. Now, I saw him throughout this event not wearing a mask, so I don't know what the purpose of this is. You're trying to send a message. I don't really get it, but let's keep on going. Now, this is Democratic House Rep Bill Pascrell right there with the Ukraine cape. That's literally a cape. Okay, you see the front of it across his chest. There's like a cape on the back, like a Ukraine superhero. That was a pretty cringe moment. Okay, and let's talk about shrinkflation, because that was a thing. He seems to rail against shrinkflation. Maybe he doesn't realize, or he thinks that we don't realize, that shrinkflation is no more than a result of inflation, which is a problem. He wants to say that inflation is going down, but at the same time talks about how shrinkflation has become a scourge. Which one is it?
Commercial on Snickers bars. You get charged the same amount, and you got about, 10% fewer Snickers in it. Look, I'm also getting rid of junk fees. Those hidden fees at the end of your bill, the commercial on.
All right, so shrinkflation and, pledging to get rid of junk fees. Now, here he's talking about Laken Rally, who he called Lincoln Rally, because he is 1,000,000 years old and he might get some names wrong. Let's check it out. Now, you can hear Marjorie Taylor Greene in the background talking about Laken Rally. And then here's where he retrieves the pen that she gave him at the beginning of the talk.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border.
Now, right here, they kind of cut it off. Right here, he was trying to promote the quote unquote bipartisan border bill to prevent a lot of the illegal aliens from coming in. But here's the thing about it, Mr. Biden. Before you came in office, there was no border crisis. The things that you did, your policy decisions, your executive orders, these are the things that opened the border up, which is causing the migrant crisis. That's the problem. It's your policy. You want to create policy to damage the border and then say, hey, we got a bill that's going to fix it. And in the bill, there's all kind of other stuff in there that we don't need. And like I said, we didn't need the bill from the beginning. We just needed better policy from you. All right. Let's keep on going here. And we're talking about book burning and things of this nature. That was a theme for a minute.
Core value of America, our diversity across American life. Banning books, it's wrong. Instead of erasing history, let's make history.
He did quite a bit of yelling throughout the entire thing. It's like, why screech and yell and whatnot? We don't need to do that. You can get your point across without yelling.
I want to protect fundamental rights. Pass the Equality Act. And my message to transgender Americans, core value.
So, yeah, the whole thing about banning books, well, some of these books are completely inappropriate. Shout out to John Amanchukwu, the pastor man who goes to quite a few of these school board meetings and reads the books that are in their library. And the books are so bad, so inappropriate, so disgusting, they often kick him out. Why are you kicking them out for reading the book that's in your library? If you can't even read it, then why should it be there? So yes, it should be banned. All right, let's keep on going. Oh, here we go. Trying to cure cancer.
and remind us that we can do big things like end cancer as we know it, and we will.
There go Maxine with a brand new brand new wig. All right, so let's keep on rocking and rolling here. This was a pretty interesting moment. There was a heckler in the crowd. I believe this is a Gold Star father. You see the headline or the caption, "Furious Gold Star father arrested at State of the Union after derailing Biden's boast that America is safer. Remember Abby Gate?" And I think he shouted 13 Marines because he's talking about the withdrawal from Afghanistan that took the lives of 13 Marines. So that was a pretty interesting moment. And again, he got arrested for that. And here we have the response from Katie Britt, the senator from Alabama. This was a mess. I'm going to play some of this.
Like so many families across America, my husband Wesley and I just watched President Biden's State of the Union address from our living room. And what we saw was the performance of a permanent politician who has actually been in office for longer than I've been alive. One thing was quite clear, though. President Biden just doesn't get it. He's out of touch. Under his administration, families are worse off, our communities are less safe, and our country is less secure.
Now, I mean, it's kind of hard you had to kind of like watch the entire thing in full context. The content of what she's saying was good. The message was good, but the delivery was way too dramatic. She would be smiling at certain times when you shouldn't smile. It was really performative, unnecessarily so, just extra. Again, although what she was saying was accurate, the way that she was delivering it was bad. Usually these responses, whether they be from the Democrats, Republicans, they're bad. And I just hope we can actually not do that anymore. No more responses, because they're never good. And they're just bad for different reasons. Sometimes they're not hydrated. Sometimes it's just too much. Sometimes it just are really cringe. It's a whole big dumpster fire. Now, I think I already played that about to say her name and whatnot. Yeah, I think I already played that. So I think we're at the end of the clips. So that was it. That was the 2024 State of the Union address from Joe Biden. A lot of gaslighting, a lot of lying, a lot of things that were not true. Just typical Democrat talking points, trying to otherize people or the MAGA Republican, all that kind of stuff. That was there. Blaming the guy who's not been in office since January 21. And we're now past January 24. It's years later, and you're still blaming the other guy. Now, as I close, I want to say this. I hope we can have this be the very last State of the Union from Joe Biden. I don't want to see this anymore. And I think you guys are going to be on the same page with that line of thinking. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on the State of the Union address? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Did you think there was a lot of lying going on? Was there any truth telling? Did you agree with anything? What did you disagree with? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I did not like this at all. It was really just a fest full of lies. And then if you saw some of the before and after at the actual event, the brown nosing, the hobnobbing, the kissing up to Joe Biden from some of his colleagues was gross. It was ridiculous. And I hope this was the very last State of the Union from Joe Biden that we ever see. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.